Change in our state for those so-called caregivers who grow medical marijuana for other people.
The Michigan Supreme Court is allowing cities and townships to regulate where caregivers can grow their plants. News 8's Barton Dieters breaks down what the decision is and what it means.
It's a big win for municipalities that have been seemingly prohibited from regulating where medical marijuana can be grown. And it started here at the Kent County Circuit Court with a case that began in Byron Township. In its brand new decision, the state's highest court made it clear that they believe municipalities have the ability to regulate zoning for medical marijuana grow facilities.
Say your client wants to build a skyscraper and you know next door to where I live. Are they able to do that as long as it has a lock on the front door?
It started in 2016 when caregiver Christy DeRuiter was growing marijuana at a warehouse facility in Byron Township, and officials demanded she stop under the township zoning ordinance, which restricted growing as a home operation, meaning it could only be done in residential areas.
Her choice on one of the few locations in the entire township where it was not permitted is what created the conflict.
Craig Nolan argued for the township before the state Supreme Court in October, claiming that unlike a Wyoming ordinance that was struck down by the court because it basically prohibited any growing in the city, the Byron Township ordinance only regulates the growth.
If you don't grant application, if you don't correct this decision, you may as well shut the door and throw away the key for zoning, regulation, and land use.
His argument carried the day, and in a unanimous decision, the court allowed for reasonable zoning for caregiver growing.
This could be the start of the narrowing of caregiving activities, and this is what a lot of people kind of feared.
Recreational marijuana cannot fill in for all the work of caregivers who provide less expensive, higher potency marijuana than is coming out of the recreational side.
It's going to lead to a lot of cities coming out with new ordinances that are restricting caregiving activities.
But Morris says it's not the end of the world for marijuana in Michigan.
I think that ultimately we're still in a very good place in Michigan. We're still one of only 12 states that have legalized marijuana.
The ruling says that municipalities can enact reasonable zoning restrictions. That term reasonable is something that'll probably be worked on for courts for years to come. You can read the full ruling online at woodtv.com. In Grand Rapids, Barton Dieters, News 8.